So you got in a strength training program and you're wondering where the size gains at. All right. Let's first explain that you're not going to get huge in a month of peaking. Your performance might jump up really quickly, but at the end of the day, strength training is a long-term commitment. It takes months, it takes years before you see physical improvements in the way that's actually noticeable. So yeah, you add 30 pounds to your bench, congratulations, but it's not enough. In fact, if you actually want to get big from this type of training, which I believe is the optimal way to do so when you're natural bodybuilding, you have to get strong. That means setting high expectations. So if you're like, oh, I'm strength training, get your bench is only at 200 pounds, yeah, you're on a good routine, you're doing things right, performance is going up, progressive overload is taking place, good job. But a 200-pound bench is not going to cut it for getting huge, at least the majority of you guys watching this video. You might acquire your first 10, 20 pounds of muscle past the novice phase, but to really get jacked, to really get big to the point where heads are turning and you look like a fucking bodybuilder ready to compete on stage, it takes big numbers to do that. And the thing is too, the closer you get to these bigger numbers, the more the progress slows down. Not only in terms of performance, adding weight to those numbers, but also the changes. Because you can only gain so much muscle on a year-to-year basis. Look at some of the natural muscle calculators out there. Look at the one by Lyle McDonald that he released a while back. So I hear a lot of guys complaining that, oh, it's because you're not training like a bodybuilder. You're not pumping enough. You're not doing enough bodybuilding strategies and shit. When in reality, it's just an issue of time. People are so fucking impatient. There's nothing wrong with the routine in many cases. In fact, one of the greatest misconceptions that exists is that strength athletes only do low reps. What kind of nonsense is that? First of all, even if you're doing a minimalist approach, or doing something like linear periodization, guess what? There are going to be phases where the weight's not as heavy. You see this all the time. You start off with a 5x10, and the 4x10, and 3x10, then it gradually reduces. As volume decreases, intensity increases. Extremely common. DUP, you're varying the percentages, but it's more in a heavy, light, medium setup. And then what I promote, concurrent periodization, you're doing it year-round, maintaining all the elements of performance. So you got a heavy day and a fucking lighter day. So the issue of not pumping, not getting enough reps in, is complete garbage. The only exception is when you're doing a peaking system. That might go on for 3 to 4 weeks, depending on what you're doing. Some do it even longer, but that's not the topic altogether. So what I'm saying is that if you actually run a maximized strength training program that includes all the variables, you're addressing your weaknesses and incorporating a whole spectrum of sets and reps and special exercises, there will be no difficulties gaining mass. It just comes down to training long enough, being fucking patient. And that's the problem that I see in a lot of strength athletes. They're wondering, why do I look similar on a year-to-year basis? Because you're fucking natural. That's why. And you have to get big jumps in performance. What I mean is this. If you take your bench from 315 to 335, which is very, very good, you're not going to look that much different. You might see some improvements in the chest, shoulders, and triceps, but it won't be significant. You'll see that big increase when you go from 315 to 405. Now we're fucking talking because something meaningful here. You'll see an increase when you take your deadlift from 500 to 600. Not 500 to 545. You get it? It takes big jumps to produce big size increases. I can say the same for chin-ups. You want to get a really big back? It's not going to be doing a plate around your waist for reps. It'll be 3 plates around your waist for reps. Same thing for weighted dips. It's not going to be 2 plates. It's going to be maybe 4 or 5 plates. See what I'm saying? That's how you get the size, actually having huge numbers. Otherwise, don't do it. Don't do fucking strength training if your expectations are going to be low. You have to set high standards for yourself. This is the only way you're going to maximize the gains, period. So I just want to stress the fact that in many cases, you're doing nothing wrong. There's literally nothing wrong with you. It's your mindset that's off. And another factor I didn't talk about is the weight class issue. A lot of people want to stay in the same class year round. Maybe they compete in powerlifting or whatever. And they want to be 163, 165, right? So they're not eating enough food. They're not in a goddamn surplus. They're trying to stay excessively lean. Slower gains are guaranteed with that approach, my friend. I'm not saying you got to be fat. I'm not saying you got to do bear mode. I'm not saying you have to be in a massive surplus. But you should be lean bulking instead of trying to maintain that fucking rigid class all the time. Don't be afraid of weight gain to make bigger gains. Or don't be afraid of going up a weight class. Try that out. You can only do so much at one particular weight. So anyway, those are the main reasons. It's not that you're not doing volume work. We've already proven this to be false. And it's not that strength training is only for strength. Oh, I'm bodybuilding and I'm training for performance. As a natural, they're highly correlated. Don't tell me you can have a small chest when you're benching 405. Get the fuck out of here, okay? You got to be consistent. That's all. And that is the real reason why a lot of strength athletes look the same or similar on a year-to-year basis. It's not a flaw in what they're doing. So as I've said in the past, just get strong and everything's going to be fine. But when I say strong, I mean strong. So that's it, guys. Very simple segment. I can elaborate much more if you want me to. So give me your feedback down below, and I'll see you in the next video.